Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today I am out of my yoga gear, so we will not be concentrating on any stretching routines here. Nonetheless, I want to show you guys today how to operate my fitness software, and we'll go ahead, we'll jump right into that. So for those of you that are training with me and are eager to actually get started, we'll go ahead. Yeah, that are eager to get started with me. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop up my PTMINDER software here in a bit, just trying to gain access. Um, at least from my client's perspective, that's what I want to share with you guys. So here we go. I'll pop it up now. So for starters, if you're training with me, chances are you're gonna get access to this software here. So we'll go ahead. When you come across this screen, you have two options. And if you're new to the program, you're gonna wanna hit the sign up button and create an account. Um, and I won't cover that there since I already have an account to jump on. So for me personally, I'm going to hit the log in, and we're going to sign in. And right off the bat, if you're not new to my program here, it's going to directly take you to your training calendar. So this is the type of calendar that you're going to want to use day in and day out to keep track of your exercise and to log. And most importantly, to make sure that I'm getting those emails um, with your feedback, letting me know what exactly you are experiencing in every workout, and kind of at the end of it, what your energy is to that particular program. So Monday through Sunday, you see, I have something laid out every single day for me to do, and Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays typically tend to be a strength training routine. Monday, I have upper body. Wednesday, I have total legs, so strengthening the legs. And then Friday, I dedicate that to my core. Of course, you got to make room for the important stuff as well. It's all about balance when it comes to these routines. And of course, as we're training together, that's one of the things that I'll be heavily focusing on with my fitness software here is trying to make it as custom as I can uh, to meet your goals, but at the same time be able to check what we can do with our goals and also look at what the body needs to find balance. I know everybody wants to get that great physique, but it's all about muscle balance. And for me, I'm a physical guy. I don't necessarily plan to be the king of the gym as much as for me, I do auto mechanics. So trying to stay healthy in a laborious situation, very important for me, especially if I want to age well. So I hope you guys are on the same boat with me that want to age well. You'll notice that my Tuesdays and Saturdays are actually tailored specifically for boxing, though I just use those mainly to highlight I need to do some form of cardio. I love to run. I love to go for hikes. I hate being stuck on a treadmill, but from time to time, I'll use that to my advantage if I'm short on time. You don't skip out. You got to do what you can do, okay? But nonetheless, that running a lot does things for the lower body and the core. And we got to think about how we can condition our upper body to have that same endurance as well. So you'll notice Tuesday, I have something directly specific for punching combinations versus my Sunday boxing routine that is more so aimed for footwork, coordination, those type of drills, fun drills, I will say. And then Thursday and Sundays, I typically use those as a recovery day. So It's not always yoga. Yoga 4, by the way, is more stabilizing, so it's more strength and holding poses. Um, but nonetheless, I do concentrate like on my yoga 1. Yoga 1 is I specifically designed that to try to loosen up the lower legs and keep the back more limber and the legs springy. So there's a difference in those, but nonetheless, we'll go ahead. We'll open one up here. We'll start off with Monday. And actually, before I click on it, notice that some of them have green checks. Yes, I'm not always perfect at logging in my workouts, but nonetheless, try to be as consistent as you can. For me, I know I'm doing these exercises, so there's no need for me to have to report to myself. For my clients, you have to do this so that I know and get the email that you completed it. And of course, as we get started here, I'll break down this routine that I have for the pre-exhaustion shoulder, chest, and triceps. Um, and again, it's all about a warm up. Some of you may have an active warm up. I'll be able to change that as we're moving along and training together and customizing your program. For me, I'm gonna focus on rolling out the pec, getting the blood flowing. So a bunch of warm up stuff for A through E of the first move, or I guess the first superset, which I should say that when you're looking at these letters here and you see 1A, 1B, 1C, etc., that is a superset. A superset is known to be performed, exercises to be performed back to back with little to no break. So that's why you don't see much instructions here like you see set 4, which if you end up clicking on that, you'll end up noticing that I have a maximum of pounds that you have to don't have to, but that I recommend not passing up for this particular move. And 75 pounds is a lot for a decline chest fly. So just keep that in mind. Most of you may be starting off with 10 to 20 pounds, maybe even lighter, depending on how the joints are able to bear with the weight. Because ideally, we're trying to get progression here. We're not trying to cause harm. We're not trying to cause injury, and we're not trying to build inflammation. So just understand that as you're performing your own set of programs that I'll be developing for you. So here you'll see 2A and 2B. So the first strategy for myself here is to come at this with a strength training aspect where I'm completing 10 reps of this particular move. Let's say the 75-pound recommendation. As you'll see, rest period, there is 0 because you'll immediately complete the first set and then you'll have to dive in to the second move, all right, B, and you'll have to follow up with an isometric chest squeeze, and you'll be doing that for, again, the time, this one being time versus rep. You'll be doing this particular move for 1 minute just before you get a 90-second break. All right. So this is basically the program of it. So you would end up completing that, hitting shoulder, the next move being shoulder side raises, superset with Spider-Man push-ups, one of my favorite moves, followed by routine, or I guess move 4 being superset with barbell tricep extension skull crushers. Different variations of this. You don't necessarily need the bench. You don't necessarily need a barbell. You can do this with a TRX. You can do this with dumbbells. You can do this with resistant bands. Of course, those are small, minor things that I'm going to be able to break down to you as we move along and kind of show you the tricks of the trade, you will. So most often than not, because we see each other for 50 minutes, I always leave it up to my clients to cool down. Do not skip the cool down. This is just as important as the warm up. If the warm up's responsible for making your actual routines, the middle portion of this program, then the cool down is going to be super important to make sure that you're actually waking up still mobile, not waking up with chronic tightness and pain. So again, try to keep that blood circulating, try to keep the muscles relaxed. Things that you want to keep in mind as you're planning to do this for life. Um, some of us have just been stuck on rest mode for quite too long. Nonetheless, before you end up doing this entire exercise, the number one thing that you have to do before continuing with the program, and I'll do a demonstration with a cell phone because it's a different layout but similar idea. Okay, you're going to want to hit that start workout button before you get started with your workout, and here's why. Because once you hit the start workout, it's going to say complete date. It's going to let me know the time and date that you did this. Okay, you're going to perform all these exercises. And again, you may not be familiar with how to do a foam roll for the chest here. So if you're not familiar with any of these warm-ups here, you could always click view exercise. View exercise, this is pretty awesome because as I'm developing your program, I'm going to be able to attach a video showing you how to actually do this move. And what do you know? This one is NASM, a video from NASM, which I am National Academy of Sports Medicine certified. That is the name of where I got my cert. You'll end up going ahead and clicking this video. You'll click the video. I'm going to mute it so it's not too loud. And it's going to give you a breakdown, a visual breakdown of how to perform the actual exercise. And since you guys are newcomers and new to this, dedicate the time to do this right. Develop that discipline to watch these videos thoroughly, because I typically set this out between 3 to 6 months repetitive so that you have the opportunity to actually learn this. So when it comes time for us to move on to the next thing, it's not me just throwing things at you randomly left and right. You'll be able to do stuff just like that, remember it, and then take it with you. Whether you're, going on vacay, whether you're building your home gym, or whether you plan to perform a lot of these exercises at a local gym, whatever the case may be. Again, gotta love the power of the internet. So they're giving you a visual breakdown. Of course, in the future, because I am doing a lot of my yoga videos, the stretching routine stuff now, I'll be able to upload my own personal stuff to this software. So just bear with me, as it takes a lot to create this stuff out of scratch. Let's say for whatever reason, you're still not 110% sure what the video wants you to do, or maybe you're on a time crunch and you don't have time for the video, you can simply follow my poorly written instructions on how to actually do this. That's why I would recommend watching the video. But nonetheless, maybe there's some key words in there that you've been doing this for a while. You still can't remember the name of the move, but just reading some key stuff may jog your memory. And that's what the instructions is for. So once we watch the video and we complete the warm-up here, you're going to want to head on down. You have the opportunity to add a note. You can say something like, I loved the video and it helps. Got a lot of blood rush. Bam. So then you hit complete or miss, depending on whether you were able to complete the routine or whether you skipped out on it. It's very important that you keep it honest, because again, this is going to let me know what's working for you and what's not working for you. So let's go ahead and let's say, because I did this on Monday, let's say you're finally get into the actual exercises. And again, 75 is the maximum that I would probably attempt to do, but that's not essentially where I would start off with. So, still warming up the body on the first set here. And let's say I want to focus on my full range of motion for this particular move. I want to make sure I'm not bending the elbows too much, or the wrists are folding, or I can't necessarily move my shoulder properly. So let's say I do 20 pounds the first set, and let's say because this was extremely light. Uh-oh, there we go. This was extremely light. Let's say I managed to do 20. Okay, since this is 2A and you see 0 rest period on the first set, now it's time for you to immediately go into 2B, being the isometric chest squeeze. So let's say you're not too sure what the heck this is. You pop up that video, and again, you hit play. You can honestly, you could speed through this, speed through it. And ideally, this is what we're doing. We're bringing our hands together, we're flexing our chest, providing pressure, and you do that for 1 minute. After that 1 minute, you're gonna hit 90 seconds of rest, and then you're gonna add your notes. So I'm not gonna give out the. No, I'll say it. I'll say it. If you want to make the isometric chest squeeze a little bit tougher, you can write something like the second move was light and need more of a challenge. So once you go through that, I get this note. I know, okay, now I got to teach you a skill that's going to show you how to progressively make this part of the strategy more intense so that we continue to get what we want. Again, this is trying to give you guys what you want and what's in my head to try to get you guys there. Too often, I see trainers at the gym. Yes, they write out game plans, but they're not writing out game plans like this for the week. So that's something that you'll end up getting when we train together. But again, you want to do this repetitively through the other ones as well. Let's say shoulder side raises, pretty intense. 30 pounds is a lot of weight to do with a straight arm variation here. So let's say maybe you do 12. Let's say the second time you're not sure whether you should increase weight, you do another 12. The third set here, you're really starting to feel confident, you're warmed up, you're not getting any pinching at the joint, you know you're able to pause there for a few seconds and then come back down, and you're not just, flapping your wings looking like a bird. And let's say you get 22.5 in for that one, but then maybe you got extremely exerted on that third set because your ambition was so high that you gassed out on that third one. So then you end up going back down to 15. And let's say here for the rep count on the first set, let's say you did 12, and then you kind of held back because you were starting to get a burn, but you weren't too sure whether that was going to affect you on the next set. So the second time you do this, you notice that the body adapts. You end up doing 16 of the same weight on that second set. And then let's say the third set, because you added excessive amount of weight, again, very ambitious here, that you only managed to complete 6. Okay. That's a huge difference for repetition, but nonetheless, I see it happen from time to time. And then let's say here with 15 pounds, you were able to meet that sweet mark of 10. Now, again, I don't always recommend holding yourself back, but again, we have strategies for a reason, and we got to see what works specifically for you. So, and this is also performed in a superset fashion. So you would complete this for a minute, add your notes, and then say the first move was great, um, but I felt some pinching on my third set of shoulder side raises. And again, this is active feedback that I want so I know what's going on and how I can better assist you along your journey here. And then you would end up hitting complete. Now, more often than not, because again, we have so much to cover um, in a short amount of time that I literally am trusting you guys to come in here and actually complete the cool down aspect of it. But let's say you're the average client who has no time, even after the 50 minutes that we trained. All right. You have time. We have time. We all have the 24 hours, man. Get it done. But nonetheless, let's say you're in a rush for work, you got to jump in the shower. Whatever the excuse is that moment, it's an excuse. You're using it, whether it's the kids, whether it's lunch, food, breakfast. Um, and let's say you missed it. All right. So this one you click miss, and again, it's better than leaving it blank. I need to know what's going on so we can address the issue at hand. And this one, let's say you don't leave a note. But what you're going to do is once you're done with that entire program, you're going to hit finish, bam, okay? And then ultimately what that's going to do, that's going to leave a green check mark of completion, and it's going to send me an email with all that stuff that you were marking down. So again, very important stuff to be able to do. Now, this is just a training calendar here, okay? So other aspects that you want to get comfortable with, we'll go to the dashboard here. I like the dashboard because it's going to let you know the sessions you have, classes, how many upcoming workouts you can look forward to, which I have 159 workouts to complete. And again, I train day in and day out, so that's a lot of working out. Um, Nonetheless, it also breaks down your last payment, next payment, all that stuff for you to be able to track as a member. I do not hide that stuff. Here you have upcoming bookings, basically our sessions that we have so that you don't forget. As well as I do send automatic reminders through emails. I used to have a text version of it, but as of right now, I'm not able to buy in the new set of text packages. So we'll work on that in the future. Nonetheless, what do we do once you're, let's say, getting the hang of your fitness calendar? I know a lot of people like to call or text me on or cancel their schedule, but again, my hands are very tied up, and I'm a very busy person, especially that I work for the automotive industry. My hands are sometimes greasy, and I'm not able to touch my phone. Um, you want to make sure that you put this in your hands. And again, you get about 12 hours of time to cancel appropriately before the session is actually charged. So just keep that in mind. But for those that are training with me, you want to go into session bookings. So my bookings is basically going to let you know all the sessions that you've booked. Class bookings, I'm not doing any classes right now, so we won't worry about that. But session bookings, you want to go to session bookings, okay? And the way I've laid this out is that if you already purchased a package with me, you don't have to worry about clicking the wrong one. It's not going to allow you to click on the on the wrong one without necessarily trying to resell you a new package. So I'll give you an example here. Let's say if we wanted to do a 1 year program, adult private training, it's going to give you the times I'm available for that particular Friday. My mornings are already booked, so you're not going to see anything for the morning. You'll see something for 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And again, it's a short schedule because in between those, I would say 8 to 5, it's typically when it's work time. So 6 p.m., you want to book that there and you want to hit confirm, this session can only be booked with memberships, 1 year program, adult private training sessions. So it's not going to allow me to book unless I have that package already bought. Okay. Other than that, you're going to see something like this: buy from the store. Okay. So if we click on buy from the store, it's going to take you directly to the store here at the very top. And you're going to want to click on memberships. Oops, sorry, not click on memberships, but one-on-one adult. If you're an adult, this is what you're going to click on. If you have kids that are wanting to train with me and you want to get them on a program, then you would click on the youth. Okay, but nonetheless, the different packages I would be offering here, the more popular one being the 1 year program for 480 per month. And that's the whole year. The 3 month program is going for 720 per month, and then the one session weekly, this one being the package for the month, which is basically 4 sessions within that month, you would be getting for 320. All right. So once you're done setting up an appointment, okay, you want to go to my bookings. Now, again, session bookings is where you're going to want to go to be able to add I would say an appointment. But again, you also want to use this to be able to cancel an appointment. Of course, I'm the only one training right now, so you don't necessarily have to select a trainer. But ideally, if I were to grow my business and other trainers started working underneath me, I could even go ahead and have a variety of names, and you can pick and choose what trainer you want to work with for that particular day. All right. So we covered dashboards, we covered bookings. Again, for newcomers that may not be directly sent to the training calendar, you want to click here, training, and that's going to take you directly to that calendar. Of course, you can check out my purchases, basically stuff that you bought, transactions, reoccurring payments that you have. If you're questioning how much longer until your membership has to get renewed. And then for the most part, I'm doing online payments, so all that is automated. So we won't have to worry about making payments here. And then again, if you want to click on the store here, and there are stuff that I do. Again, I do offer my auto mechanics here, so I have I don't know if I have it up here yet. No, I took it down. But every once in a while, I'll pop up my auto mechanic stuff and offer it to my clients that are near me that need that extra assistance. So we covered the dashboard stuff, things that you're going to want to do if for whatever reason I drop my cell phone, because I have a bad habit of doing that. Dropping the cell phone. One of the ways that you can get a hold of me is through a chat or sending me a email message. So I prefer email, which when we're training, I'll give you the email address that I use. But nonetheless, let's say you want to chat with me here. You want to put, hey, when do we train this week? All right. You're going to send that to me, and then I'll end up getting a chat from my cell phone, basically letting me know that you sent a message. Of course, I always recommend at least sending me 2 messages so that you're certain it's going to get to me. So this is more so through my fitness software. Emails, it also does emails. So it keeps track of what your inbox are and what you sent out. Message my trainer, bam, and then, hey, just want to see when our training, oops, training session starts. Bam. And then I'll end up seeing that through PTMINDER. I'm not 110% sure if it's going to send me an email. I'll actually find that out after I'm done here. But nonetheless, these are the basics. These are the very basics. And if you click on here with your name, you can check out my profile and you can edit that there. Um, oh, before I forget, shared items. So you want to click on shared items here. And this is going to be all the stuff that I set for you only. So, like, let's say we're training, and maybe you have a specific question, um, because for whatever reason you might have gotten lost with the shared items, and you're not. It's a lot of information, a lot of science, and you're not too sure where to go from here, and it's too much downloading. That maybe you want something more specific. So you ask me the question, that's not a problem. I'll be able to upload it only for you, so that you gain access to this and you get to follow along with the program. But nonetheless, if you get curious and you want to explore and you want to check out some of these stuff that I gathered from NASM, feel free to dive in, as well as some PDFs that I've written up myself, like this one here on 10 tips to eating seafood, 10 tips to intuitive eating, 10 tips for eating out. So, again, a lot of information here. Um, I know for some of my boxers out there that are interested and want to learn how the number count system that we use in boxing, basically, number one being a leading jab, number two being a cross jab, number three being the left hook, or sorry, the lead hook, because you may be orthodox or southpaw. Got to keep that in mind. Um, the four being the right hook, five being the lead uppercut, the six being the power hand, I should say, uppercut. So yeah, and you can download this stuff to your computer so that you don't necessarily forget. All right. Well, I hope this is helpful for you guys. I'll end up uploading this onto YouTube and then setting it as a module for yourself. But again, this is a very important step into trying to make sure that you are successful with the discipline and that you're capable of actually learning the exercises I'm giving to you guys. So if you guys have any questions about the stuff I covered, feel free to send me a text message or a message, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace. Just a few more things before I head on out, you guys. I'm gonna need two favors from you. Simple little favors. Take the time right now to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so that you guys don't miss instructional videos just like this one, breakdowns and exercises that I'm going to be uploading in the near future. And help me with the algorithm. I'm really trying to grow this channel to 500 subscribers, and you can definitely help me out with that by simply dropping a like. And if you got any comments, positive comments of how I can improve this channel, leave them down below, and I'll respond to you guys. Peace.